If you are over 50 and think that stopping masturbating is just a lifestyle choice or a natural phase of aging, I need to warn you very seriously. What is happening inside your body at this very moment may be much more serious than you imagine. And worst of all, the effects are silently accumulating without giving any clear signs until it is too late to react. The first hidden risk that almost no one talks about, not even in doctors' offices, is the progressive hormonal collapse. After 50, your body begins to suffer a natural drop in testosterone levels, in the case of men, and estrogen, in the case of women. This is an inevitable biological process. However, what almost no one tells you is that the lack of sexual stimulation, the total absence of masturbatory activity, can accelerate this decline brutally. When you stop masturbating, your brain understands this as a sign that your reproductive and active phase is over. It's as if the body received a clear message. Stop producing hormones. This person no longer needs them. The result? An even faster drop in hormone levels. And with it, a series of devastating effects on your health. We're talking about accelerated loss of muscle mass, increased abdominal fat, weakened bones, increased risk of osteoporosis, reduced libido, and even more worrying, the weakening of your immunity. That's right. The drop in hormone levels is directly linked to your ability to defend yourself against viruses, bacteria, and internal inflammation. Recent studies, published in endocrinology journals, have already shown that sexually inactive men and women in old age have a significantly higher risk of developing infectious diseases, constant flu, and even difficulty recovering from minor surgeries or injuries. Do you know that feeling of constant fatigue? That low immunity, where any change in temperature knocks you out. This may be happening because your body is literally turning off its defense system due to a lack of hormonal stimulation. And don't be fooled into thinking that this is just a question of desire or pleasure. Here we are talking about a real physiological impact. Masturbation, especially after the age of 50, has a much more important function than just releasing tension. It is a powerful biological stimulus that activates the production of testosterone, oxygenates the blood, improves circulation, and keeps the immune system alert. Now, stop and think with me. How many times in the last few weeks have you felt unusually tired? How many times have you caught a cold that took much longer to go away? How many times have you woken up with no energy, no strength, and that feeling of aging faster than you should? Have you ever stopped to consider that the total absence of masturbation could be one of the main culprits for this? And before we continue to the next hidden risk, I need to ask you a very serious favor. If this content is opening your eyes, if you are realizing that this information can make a difference in your health, then do the following right now. Click the like button. This is your payment for this content that no one else has the courage to deliver to you with such clarity. Also, take advantage and subscribe to the channel, because here you will receive more important alerts like this. And please, activate the notification bell. Most people who watch our videos forget to do this and end up missing the next alerts that could literally save their quality of life. And hold on tight, because what comes next is even more worrying. The second risk you are running may be directly affecting your brain, your memory, and even your ability to reason. Don't leave it there, because I am going to show you a problem that is already happening inside your head, and that most people only realize when it's too late. Now that you understand how not masturbating can directly affect your hormones and your immunity, I need to take you to a second, even more frightening risk. And be careful, what I'm going to reveal to you now has a direct connection to your brain, your memory, your mental clarity, and your ability to live independently. We're talking about a process that doctors call accelerated neurocognitive decline. In other words, your mind starts to fail before its time. And why? Because masturbation, even though many people treat it as taboo or as something unimportant in old age, has a direct connection to the production of neurotransmitters that are vital for brain function. Every time you masturbate, your body releases a rush of dopamine, serotonin, and even endorphins. These substances are responsible for regulating your mood, maintaining your motivation, controlling stress, and even protecting neurons against degeneration. When you simply stop masturbating, these neurotransmitters begin to decrease. Little by little, day after day, your brain enters a state of low chemical activity. The result? You start to feel a lack of focus, difficulty concentrating, loss of recent memory, and a constant feeling of discouragement. What used to be just a moment of forgetfulness here and there turns into longer mental lapses. You start to forget names, appointments, and important dates. And if you don't take action, this can develop into depression, generalized anxiety, and even the onset of neurodegenerative diseases such as Alzheimer's. Now, take a deep breath and ask yourself the following question. How many times in the last few weeks have you entered a room in your house and forgotten why you went there? How many times have you mistaken people's names, forgotten what you were saying in the middle of a sentence, or simply had that feeling of your mind going blank during a simple conversation? If these situations have been happening frequently, I need to tell you in no uncertain terms, this is not just fatigue. This could be your brain screaming for help. And before you think about minimizing this risk, I want to remind you of an alarming fact. Studies conducted with seniors over 60 years of age have shown that people with an active sex life, including regular masturbation, had significantly higher levels of cognitive performance in memory, logic, and attention tests. And this is no coincidence. Now, before moving on to the next risk, I want to make a direct request of you. If you haven't liked this video yet, do so now. This content is the result of hours of research and is being delivered in a clear and straightforward manner precisely to help you avoid these serious problems. Leave your like as a way of recognizing this work. And if you are not yet subscribed to the channel, click the subscribe button. Most people who watch our videos forget to subscribe and end up missing the next alerts. Don't make this mistake. Also activate the notification bell so you don't miss out on the next videos. And listen to what I'm going to tell you now. The next risk, the third on the list, is the one that has most frightened doctors and researchers at recent conferences on elderly health. We are talking about a problem that goes far beyond the body and mind, something that can directly affect the functioning of your vital organs in an irreversible way. I am talking about a risk that is acting silently, day after day, and that can be the trigger for cardiovascular diseases, hypertension, and even a possible stroke. So stay with me, because I'm going to reveal to you the impact that the lack of masturbation can have on your heart and your circulatory system. Now, we've reached the most critical point of this conversation. If you've already understood that hormonal decline and cognitive decline are serious consequences of not masturbating after 50, what I'm going to reveal to you now is the risk that most worries doctors who monitor the health of elderly people. We're talking about a silent collapse that may be happening within your cardiovascular system. That's right, your heart may be suffering while you continue to ignore the importance of this physical stimulus that is so natural and biologically necessary. But before I explain why, let me ask you a direct question. Have you been feeling your heart beating faster for no apparent reason? Or, on the contrary, have you been feeling your body slowing down with poor circulation, cold hands and feet, and a feeling of numbness in your extremities? If the answer is yes, pay attention. Masturbation plays a fundamental role in the health of the circulatory system. It temporarily increases the heart rate in a controlled manner, improves the dilation of blood vessels, regulates blood pressure, and helps blood circulate more efficiently throughout the body. Furthermore, the increase in blood flow during arousal and orgasm is a natural exercise for the vessels. It's as if you were doing a mini internal physiotherapy session, keeping your arteries active and flexible. Now, when you spend weeks, months, or even years without any type of sexual activity, your circulatory system begins to suffer the consequences. stir your blood vessels, increased risk of fatty plaques in the arteries, greater likelihood of high blood pressure, and most seriously, a silent increase in the risk of a stroke or heart attack. And do you know what's worse? Most people only discover this problem when they're already in an ambulance, or worse, when it's too late. Studies by cardiologists specializing in geriatric health indicate that the lack of regular sexual activity, including masturbation, is associated with an increase of up to 30% in cases of sudden cardiac events in people over 60. Can you now understand why this subject can no longer be treated as taboo? We're not just talking about pleasure. We are talking about preserving your brain, your hormonal system, your immunity, and, most importantly, your heart. Now, as I promised you at the beginning of this video, it is time to reveal the most dangerous risk of all, the silent consequence that may be affecting your body at this very moment, without you realizing it. It is called advanced metabolic stagnation syndrome. Few people know this term, but the most up-to-date doctors are already sounding the alarm. This syndrome occurs when the body enters a prolonged state of sexual inactivity, leading to a progressive slowdown of all metabolic systems. Your metabolism slows down, your recovery capacity decreases, the aging process accelerates dramatically, and worst of all, it increases the risk of premature death due to multiple organ failure. This is the final consequence that may be taking hold within you, without visible symptoms, until the collapse occurs. So my advice is simple and direct. If you are over 50 and are avoiding masturbation because of taboo, shame, or simply lack of information, it is time to rethink that. Your body is screaming for stimulation, for movement, for life. And before I end, I want to ask you something from the bottom of my heart. If this video made sense to you, if it opened your eyes, if it brought you information that no one else had the courage to give you, leave a like right now. Subscribe to the channel, because I guarantee that the next videos will bring you even more alerts that can literally save your health. Turn on the notification bell so you don't miss what's coming next. And finally, I want to invite you to participate here in the comments. If this video awakened you, comment below. I'm here. If you connected with this content, type 1 in the comments, just so I know that you are part of this group of people who really want to take care of their health seriously. And look, enjoy the videos that are appearing here on the screen now. They are a continuation of this conversation, with alerts that can help you even more to protect your body at this stage of life. Your health deserves this care. Until the next video.